Hi guys, it's Nicole here. So Sasha's finally let me into the studio. I have spent all of CeBIT running around, and I'm very, very lucky that I've gotten to see the entire show. It's been great weather. So I'm finally in here for the next hour and a half. You get me. I'm pretty excited. And I'm joined by some friends of mine. This is Vesa from Linko and Olga, who Olga and I go way back, actually. Yeah, we have a really good time making fun of the industry every few months. So hold your horses, it might get crazy. So guys, tell me about your startup, because this is the startup morning.
Excellent. So we're from Linko, and we are doing mobile-first CRM, customer relationship management, and it's something really revolutionary. We are planning to disrupt the whole CRM industry, and we're a couple of weeks from shipping our first commercial product, and it looks really, really good.
So can you tell me a little bit about how you're managing the relationships? Because that's kind of what I found really interesting about your startup.
Yeah, I think it's we started approaching the whole CRM from kind of fundamental problem-solving perspective. I mean, if you know the current systems, it's kind of funny industry. Everybody hates CRM because it takes a lot of manual input, and sales guys typically just don't want to do it. So our approach is different. We try to automate everything, so the sales guys can focus on doing sales, which is obviously important for any company, and we take care of the rest. So we gather all CRM related data automatically from your mobile phone, as you call people, as you meet people, as you send emails. So we gather all the data automatically, and then we stream it back to you in real time. So basically the kind of typical sales management problem, which is the lack of visibility to what's happening in the front line, is solved as well.
Okay, so CRM, actually it's really interesting you guys bring up CRM. CeBIT is, well, obviously a very B2B focused show.
Yeah, you went to the Salesforce party yesterday.
Yeah, I went to the Salesforce party yesterday. But you know what's really interesting about just like the general chatter around CeBIT is everyone was saying 7 or 8 years ago, CRM was the big buzzword, right? And now this year it's big data, right? So it's funny the way that CeBIT, it seems like it's one of those conferences where now CRM can actually, dealing with CRM can actually be implemented, whereas 7 8 years ago they're going, this is something we're going to need to think about.
Yeah, I think it's been very much about the kind of enterprise software, the complex systems which companies have been building. I think you're spot on. I mean, it should be about the data. It should be about the knowledge, delivering that knowledge back to the company so that people can make decisions based on it. I mean, nobody really needs complex systems, but everybody needs to know what's happening in the customer interface, and preferably in real time. And that's basically what we're enabling. So getting away from complex enterprise software or enterprise suites, letting people work with the applications they're already using. Mm-hmm. Obviously, everything is going mobile, so utilizing those tools people are already using. Not forcing them into any kind of predetermined packages of software applications. Just let them, if somebody wants to use Evernote for taking notes, let them do it. Gmail, Outlook, whatever is the system, we don't care. We simply automate everything in the back end.
So, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm always saying that we're actually data as a service company. We're not really pure CRM. When we create a window where you can type in things, we create a possibility to analyze the data, because before it was never done.
So my question has been just around CeBIT, because I've been the lucky one who hasn't been stuck in here, and I've just gotten to talk to pretty much everyone.
We just arrived, so it's fine. You know?
So it's like I've been stuck in here the whole time for you guys. But the interesting question that keeps on coming up for me is, what does the implementation look like, right? So when you're talking about breaking down complex systems and making them more manageable, right? Everybody's talking about how you actually, are going to implement and deal and analyze and make data or big data. I hate this buzzword, big data, but I get it.
The biggest data. The biggest data in the world.
Great data. But it's true. I mean, we're all trying to figure out the best way to easily understand data. But so there's a lot of different offerings around that. But I guess the difference that I'm seeing in all the systems is, what does it actually look like? Like, what does your implementation look like? If I were to try to like put it into my system, like there's like an SDK, is there open APIs? Like if I have like an existing infrastructure, how do you guys manage to like?
We'll have it all actually in the mobile. It's actually the user interface for a regular CRM user is a mobile application. It's a smart phone book. And the reason we selected phone book to be the interface is the fact that the contact information is obviously the most important in CRM systems. And then again, I mean, phone book is probably still the most used application in phone. So everybody knows how to use them.
Yeah.
So it's intuitive, and I mean, it's simply like doing what you're already doing. And then we connect all the other apps you use with the Linko smart address book.
Okay.
And then actually the magic gets applied, and everything is carried automatically. So you simply have to focus on doing what you do already. And we basically even like remove the CRM or the kind of the complex enterprise software package or suite. So it's just the kind of mobile application you use, something you would be using already. We make it obviously better with all pictures, information about the contact history. It's a kind of mini CRM already in that application. Okay. And then obviously we have in the application, we have the reports. I mean, feeding that data back. I mean, if you have like, say 10 employees, so we collect the information from all of them, from their smartphones, and then we simply stream it back to you. So you can see how many sales calls your organization made in Hanover, for example, last Wednesday, or what is the sales funnel look like? What does the sales funnel look like? Or you can do any kind of searches actually to the data. So it's like using any social media search engine or something people are already used to. So taking that complexity away by applying something that's kind of normal and widely used.
I love it. You got okay. Everyone out there, I don't know if you've understood. I can really appreciate how I've almost fallen asleep listening to a lot of people answer this question. It's been really boring sometimes on the show, but this is actually a really, really simple and intuitive way to figure out how you're going to manage your data in your contacts. And I like that. And it's all on your phone. It's really, really mobile. There's no databases, and this is a very refreshing to have a nice simple answer.
The real mind shift is actually when I talk to people, they're all like, so we don't have a window for CRM. And I'm like, no, we don't have a window. And this is like the biggest mind shift we need to do, that CRM is actually a part of every single process in a company. Yeah. And it should be led, and it should support every single step inside a company, and not, let's create a window and let's create a simple or a very complicated process inside a company and follow that. So we're trying to delete all the processes from there and say every single thing you do in a company is a CRM issue, right?
Yeah, no, that's very true. And it's not that we don't need complex processes, we just don't want to see them.
I think that's the key, because in most cases the CRM installation projects fail because people don't buy in.
Yeah.
I mean any complex CRM system is really good actually if people use it, but that's the issue. People don't simply want to use them.
Nice.
And that's why we wanted to do it this way and automate it and kind of remove it actually from the everyday work.
So tell me about some of your potential customers. I don't know if can you talk about who you're partnering with now, or what some of your first customers are going to look like?
We are running a private beta at the moment with a bit more than 200 customers, closed, private, whatever.
Private.
Yeah, it's invitation only. Obviously, it's
sexy.
It's really sexy, and we got a bit more than 200 customers from about 45 countries. And so now fine-tuning the system, then always making it available for anybody. We have a vineyard, we have personal trainers, we have construction companies, IT companies, obviously startups, any different sizes, even a couple of publicly listed companies as testers at the moment. And so basically from that perspective, it suits anybody. We are definitely addressing SMB sector to start with, because those guys simply make decisions faster than the huge corporations, and they might be slightly more agile than the biggest corporations in the world. And I know obviously they often lack the legacy of traditional complex enterprise systems. So it looks good. I mean, excellent feedback. People love it. There is definitely so much pain in the CRM industry that there's space for newcomers like us.
We're creating these paperbacks. You know, you can like take a paperback, breathe in, just to come down if you use your current CRM. We have so many clients who come in and then first we just ask what kind of a CRM you're using, what does the data input looks like, and then we really start hyperventilating.
It's been beautiful. I mean, so far it's my personal sales conversion is 100% this year. So everybody I have met so far, it might come down a little bit during the year, but it's really nice to see the excitement in the eyes of the potential customers when they realize that this is removing so many headaches from the daily work, from at the sales guy level, at the VP of sales level, and finally they get the data. Finally they see really what's happening, how many calls, how many meetings, what is the opportunity size in certain countries, or I mean that's just. I mean, we're not really curing cancer or anything, but in the CRM industry, we are definitely doing something good, and that feels good as well.
You guys are just stopping gray hair.
Yeah, exactly.
I
and
might
we're
start to apply it to myself first if it really does.
And then you don't need psychologists anymore.
No more psychologists, no more hair coloring.
Imagine in a team we're fighting fill in the form. So, yeah.
So there. So I haven't been in the studio very often. Is there a way, guys, that we can actually see the demo? Hi. No. Can we see the demo? Is that possible for that to happen? Okay, excellent. Awesome. Yeah. So let's take a look at the mobile application in terms of a phone book.
Here?
I think it's up there. We need to close up. So we're going to do a bit of a close up so we can get really nice and close, a deeper look into the application. So I see that you're using an Apple phone.
Yeah, we have it.
Okay.
We will obviously have it for all the platforms. iOS and Android obviously come first.
Okay.
Windows Phone then later. And
we have 6 fins in the company, so you can imagine why.
Some prioritization is sometimes needed. So.
That's fair. I'm a Windows Phone user. I know that I have to wait for stuff sometimes.
Actually, we do have a HTML5 version, so actually you can use it already with Windows Phone, but the native version comes a bit later this year.
Okay.
So Q3 most likely.
Okay.
And so yeah, I mean here we have, like I said, it's a phone book.
Okay.
We take data from LinkedIn, for example, at pictures.
Yeah.
They can come from your Gmail contacts or even Facebook. We organize everything so that it's nicely done. I mean, typically in iPhone you have multiple entries for same persons. So we merge contacts so that it's a nice package. You don't have to open up 7 demos in this case and to find the right number, for example.
Okay.
So you see all the details are there, and then it actually shows here the kind of contact history. So I've been calling and I've been emailing with Timo lately, in this case, for example. And then, you have them all here. They are actually organized by relevance. Currently, it's calculated based on the activities I have had with different people. There will be different kind of filters later on. One example would be location, for example. Say I'm landing this morning in Hanover from whatever country. And opening up my Lingo phone book, so you could organize those contacts according to locations. Show me my prospects in Hanover, for example, or in Hall 17 at CeBIT. So you can actually apply different kind of filters and contextual filters here to display the information. Obviously, you can search for any contact like you can do in any phone book. And you can probably see a couple of stars here, like Timo start. That means that he's a business contact, and the activities or the events between myself and Timo, those are synced back to my company in real time. So Olga, for example, here actually could see when I have called Timo in this case or sent him an offer, and so all that information would be shared within our company in this case. And Yeah, here's an example of the kind of data feed. This is just the raw data feed, showing actually that a lot of things are happening in our company between different people. You can do searches here. It's an elastic search. So if I really want to see what has happened in say Frankfurt in this case last Wednesday between 9 and 11 a.m., I can do a search showing those activities, those customer meetings, for example, or any information I can think of.
Or any information I can think of.
Well,
Seems like
might
a
be stressing
very
it a little bit from a business perspective, maybe. So it's we might have to expand to some other areas a bit later on, but sure. I mean, we could be
exciting.
capturing actually
A lot of potential.
a lot of
I like
interesting.
it.
Yeah, absolutely. I like it too. So and I mean, at the end of it, I mean, it has a lot of different kind of tasks, reminders, and that sort of things. That I mean. If I really need to, if I have an email from an important customer I haven't replied to in 24 hours, so this could be assisting me in those cases, reminding of things to be done. Here's an example of a report. So it simply shows actually the number of calls, emails, documents, events, comments, how many people we have started as leads, for example. And so you can actually see at any point of time the situation in sales at my company. And,
That's really interesting. So are there different ways that you can like visually group and
you
see
can
the
actually.
data?
I mean, we will obviously work on providing different kind of reports. So basically, we are looking at the. We start from the sales funnel because that's what everybody needs to know.
Yeah.
So say that I'm starting you as a lead. So then we start actually monitoring all the activities between Linko company and you. How many calls did we make to get the first meeting with you? How many meetings did it take to get a request for offer? And when was the offer sent out? What was the opportunity size for it? And so we can measure all the conversions. So we can start measuring the sales effectiveness. Obviously, we can do comparisons between different salespeople. I tried calling you 7 times before reaching you. Olga obviously reached you with the first attempt. So we can see this kind of sort of really
Priorities,
practical examples and conversions effectiveness. And
we
so
can finally answer the question: who is the best sales manager in the company?
Right.
Because before you didn't know, and they faked so many times.
Yeah, those sales guys are usually very good talkers. That's why they're sales guys.
Exactly.
There's a reason actually why they do what they do. But it's now it's fact based. You can't fake it.
Right.
It's done automatically, and we have no explanations anymore.
Yeah.
And so I mean, you can obviously have loads of different kind of reports. The sales funnel, like I mentioned, that's one example. The activities per sales guy. Could be per geography or any type of filter you want to apply. The sales effectiveness, are you spending your resources, activities on the right opportunities in terms of size and or value, for example. We can start doing sales forecasting automatically as well because we have all the data, we have all the conversions. So we can actually probably forecast better than the sales guy can forecast what is going to sell during the next quarter, for example.
Wow, exciting!
And that is the big data. The great data actually, sort of when analyzed, provides meaningful information for the organization.
Yeah. And that's the big data.
That's the very big data.
That's the very big data. So what does your monetization look like as a company? So like this obviously has a lot of value to. Sure. Any company, it seems like individuals, or maybe not one person, because if you're analyzing your own data, but any small.
You can still analyze your own data. You can still, like a freelancer, figure out are you effective during the day. So that type of information you can actually track. But we're more, as I said, we're a data as a service company where we provide the data to the group or to the management to analyze what's happening inside the company. So we charge for this particular information.
Okay. No, yeah, totally.
So user, you can download it for free. Use it as the smartphone book, the mini CRM, and then it's €40 per user per month. That's the data subscription fee.
So, what are you guys seeing as a trend in business with dealing with CRM? What does your competitive landscape look like?
So for us, it's it's really hard to call us a traditional CRM because then we're compared with Salesforce and Sugar CRM, etc. We're not. We're more automation instead of giving it just a tool to
Yeah.
people's hands. So for us, it's really interesting because pain is general. Like everyone has this pain. We have a tool which is pretty simple and nobody needs to learn it. And in that case, we're pretty much the only one out there who are doing this right now.
The only one out there. Woo!
Yeah, there might be some obviously indirect competition.
Indirect competition, yeah,
from
of
a lot of
course.
companies, but yeah,
But
we've been analyzing the market obviously a lot over the last 2 years, and nobody's applying the same type of business model. Nobody's applying the same type of magic, and really doing it mobile first. You have loads of like mobile application add-ons on top of Salesforce, for example, making the say mobile access easier. But that's not what we want to do. We really want to disrupt the way CRM is done.
And for us, it's easier to add features as well. For example, as Vesa said, you want to use Evernote as a note-taking system, you can do that. And if we have any feature requests from our users, it's actually not built by us, but it's just a connection to another application or a connection to another service. Because they're already using it, then we already can feed our system with the data for the service.
So can we talk about HTML5 for a minute?
Sure.
Okay.
If you feel like talking about HTML5 for a minute.
So
Well, no, just because you guys mentioned that you had an HTML5 app, and I
Yeah,
thought
we
that was
did,
I thought that was kind of interesting because when you look at the way that a lot of startups are coming up now, there's a lot of talk, well, especially here at CeBIT, about how different smaller companies can integrate with services of larger companies. Right, and everyone maybe their API isn't very open. Maybe they're giving away too much of the company when you choose to integrate with some of their services. I mean, there's a lot of negative
Excuses.
Excuses.
That's a good word, right?
Excuses. That's the word I'm looking for. But HTML5. I mean, every year I think for like the past 5 years is the year of HTML5. You know what I mean?
We had these debates like all the time, like, will native apps die at some point, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we're like, as somebody who's coming up, and I actually, like, you guys are really trying to implement, or you're implementing a very disruptive application. Where did HTML5 come in for you?
We started actually doing HTML5, and the plan actually has been that let's do that first. And basically, the difficulty for us. I mean, a lot of companies do like iOS or Android, completely focus on it in the beginning, and then expand to other platforms. Yeah. We never had the luxury because our customers basically use any platform. So you might have actually a company of 15 people with all the 3 platforms. Yeah.
And it's a part of our approach as well.
Exactly. I mean, there is no way we can sell. Go to the VP of sale and say, okay, we can serve 9 of your 15 employees. So basically, I mean, there was no choice. And I mean, then obviously having been a startup, limited resources and all that normal story, you have to do something which suits everybody. So that's actually how the HTML5 actually came into picture. Now we're developing the native applications because we can simply polish that approach for every platform, still in a better way than HTML5 can do. But it's a good foundation, good starting point for us as well. Like I said about Windows Phone already, I mean, that's going to be our way of serving you and other Windows Phone customers for the next half a year or so.
Serving Windows Phone customers. No, but so the HTML5, this is the year of HTML5 for you then. So do you think that it's here?
I would say it was previous year was the year of HTML5 for us, for our company, because we did the first prototype on HTML5 last year, and now we're moving to native apps on Android and iOS this year. So it depends on just where in the development process you are. You can't really say this is the year of HTML. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean it's not really the technology issue for us anyway. I mean we want to disrupt the CRM, like I highlighted already many times, and from that perspective, it's a user experience, overall user experience. It's very much the data we can provide, because that would be what the VP of sales or CEO of a company would be paying for. Getting real-time data and being able to make decisions based on it. So basically, I mean, we don't really care actually how it's built. to deliver actually that experience. And I mean, obviously we're using a lot of different technologies to do it.
But I think to me, like I've always been a supporter of HTML5, and I think that way you're
nothing against it. Obviously, I mean,
but
it's been a really good thing. But
yeah,
I mean,
but I think that you're summing up the beauty of HTML5 is that you don't have to worry about like where it's going to go, and it's
a tool. It's not like you're okay, this is my religion and I'm sticking to that, right? Yeah. For us, it's a tool to deliver product to our customers, and if we see that we can improve our experience with native app, we will do that for sure. But it doesn't mean that HTML5 is a bad tool.
No, I think it's a great tool.
Yeah.
It is. No, I completely
it is,
agree.
for sure.
So it's not the only one.
Yeah, for sure. So now let's continue on I guess, maybe the bullshit bingo train of CeBIT. All the other buzzwords.
Do you have the cards?
I'm working on it. I'm working on the cards.
We should do the cards, yeah.
Absolutely.
But I guess, it is, so the other big word of CeBIT is security. Right?
Yeah.
But you know what?
Trust and data.
Trust and data, right?
Yeah.
But you know what's really interesting is South by Southwest is on this week as well, right?
Same time, yeah.
Same time. But you know, it was fascinating that security was one of the big issues for South by Southwest. And I was like, really? Because South by is like more of a
party.
Well, it's a party, and it's a social
interactive
social media, concert focused fun fest, you know. And so I was really quite shocked to hear that security was also one of the big, you know, buzzwords of South by Southwest. Just in general, I found it very interesting because we're obviously choosing CeBIT over South by Southwest. But I mean, I did have a great time at the Salesforce party last night, so it's not as if there's not parties here.
Excellent point.
We saw the pictures.
Yeah.
On the way.
Fun, yeah. But so security is definitely one of the things that everybody is talking about. So what do you think about this? Is this like, how does this play into your business strategy? Is there like an angle that you're pushing to take advantage of this buzzword, or is there like a real value that you can kind of see bringing in?
Well, I think it's a very serious issue for any company, obviously. So we're not really considering it as a buzzword only. In our case, obviously, I mean, when we deliver data to companies, so we don't want to mix company X data with company Y's data. So it has to go right, and I mean there can't be any exceptions. So we're always taking it extremely seriously, and that's been one of the kind of cornerstones of designing the whole application as well as the backend system. So,
I think it's all about trust, right? So our customers should trust us. The most interesting asset they have, which is an address book. And if they don't trust us, the address book, our business model is not working. So we need to make sure that we do everything we can do to secure their address book.
So how do you, like, as a small startup, how do you kind of embolden your customers with that trust? Because like when you look at, you know, WhatsApp, Facebook just buying WhatsApp, with my like general average friends, I'm shocked to hear that they're like, oh,
Did you move to Telegram?
Well, I'm on Windows Phone. I'm hoping that BlackBerry's going to come over, actually. So I'm online now, but it's only for my Asian friends, right? So now I'm actually using Facebook Messenger instead of WhatsApp, just because it's more stable, it feels like. But that's the thing, is that when you talk, like when I just talk to my average friends, they're like, oh no, we need to change our chat groups to, you know, something else, because we don't want to give Facebook our address book.
You know, it's about, like, there are different kind, like, conversation is completely different here when we talk about social media and we talk about social services. In that case, the leverage is the will to have something they give us. Like, for example, in case of WhatsApp, if all your friends are there and you actually get something from there, like, and you have a motivation from your friends to join the service, you will do that, right? In our case, it's our business and it's a B2B service. So it's a completely different approach we need to take. And I would say more serious approach as well. Though social services can say, we don't care because people will do it anyway.
Yeah, and I think we have a completely different approach. I mean, we are there to gather data and deliver the data to companies. It's their data. I mean, we are not selling it to anybody. We are not doing anything with the data as such.
So how do you, I mean, it's like a really basic question, but I mean, how do you really make sure that it's secure? Because like WhatsApp's been hacked, Snapchat's been hacked. Like there's a lot of like just like consumer-facing applications that are not able to maintain like the trust of their consumers, and it's becoming a larger question about like is there a way, like is there like a service that you can go to test your app for its security, or like how is there anything like industry-wide where you're seeing that this is kind of being addressed? Because I personally, I haven't heard of anything. Like if there's a guy who's going to try to hack my app to make sure that it's secure.
There are different services and companies you can
Yeah.
actually hire to hack your apps. This is, of course,
Really?
possible. But it should be a decision of our amazing technical team, right?
Yeah.
How to deal with this.
Yeah, and I think it's really difficult these days. I mean,
Yeah.
nobody can really honestly, openly say that certain things couldn't be hacked. I mean, you simply never know. I mean, what you can do is to, use different kind of consultancies. I mean, hack yourself. I mean,
Yeah.
figure out different kind of holes in the system if those exist, and do your best. Utilize the latest technology for doing so. Then I mean, if you fundamentally asked, I mean, shall I write a paper saying that I mean this system can't be hacked ever? That would be something I probably wouldn't be doing.
Yeah, that would be suicide. That would just
Yeah.
make that would actually make you untrustworthy.
That would basically invite everybody on the planet actually to hack your systems. So I think unfortunately that's the reality we face. And I mean, really large companies have been hacked, and or pretty much everything has been hacked. And we probably know only the kind of top 5% of everything.
Yeah.
I mean, publicly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's definitely been one of the more interesting gaps that I've actually noticed here at CeBIT, is that for businesses, security is being looked after for sure, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like there's tons of processes. There's a lot going on. For consumer level, there's some solid applications coming up to protect our personal data and our personal freedoms if we choose to have extra layers onto our smartphone. But the PC, I've been noticing lately is kind of maybe the gap where nobody's paying attention to that anymore. It's not sexy, your laptop, your computer, your desktop, your actual computer.
Yeah, and then it's very much about the individual's approach to security as well. I mean, you might have all the technology there, but if you don't use it, it's like basically the CRM with us as discussed. I mean, you might have the best possible system, but if you don't use it, it's no good. So it's very much about the kind of attitudes and the behavior of individuals, and then which actually might even determine whether a service or a company's whatever database gets hacked or not.
Yeah, very interesting. Well, thanks so much for letting me kind of go on to like all kinds of strange tangents with you about CeBIT.
Any other buzzwords?
What have been the other buzzwords of CeBIT? But you know what? This has actually been my favorite CeBIT. I'm surprised that you guys...
Really?
Yeah, because the weather has been phenomenal.
Oh, it's
Come
been
to
really
Berlin.
good,
We have amazing penthouse in
Berlin.
Berlin.
I would love to go. No, I'm stuck in Laatzen. It's not even Hanover. No, but so actually, this is one more thing that I want to chat about. So you guys are a B2B focused application, right? But you guys didn't... They came here for me.
That's true.
What else? I mean,
For me. to talk to us. So, but you guys didn't choose to actually try to like be in one of the pavilions or like try to. So why? I mean, in general, CeBIT is changing its direction and platform and kind of moving more towards a B2B focus than previous years. So would you guys consider coming back and maybe exhibiting at CeBIT, or I'm just curious as like from a startup perspective, how do you view the show?
For us, we're, as Vesa said, we're a mobile first company. So, for example, we're at Mobile World Congress. We saw each other at Mobile World Congress 2 weeks ago. But also the stage of the company we're in right now, when we're get so many clients in without actually advertising it, and also they come from completely different sectors. I don't think that the Vineyard will go to CeBIT to look for CRM tool for their iPads. It's not really our target audience at the end of the day. For us, it's interesting to talk to this SMBs who have their hands inside App Store and not inside CeBIT halls.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, because I've been noticing a fairly like different and diverse kind of crowd because the weather's been so great and everyone's just sitting outside on the grass and you sit down and you have a beer. Not that I did that, but I didn't do that. But just chatting with all the people around, like it seems like there's a really nice, interesting breadth, and there's actually a lot of students here looking for jobs, which I found very refreshing, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the speciality of CeBIT. You really don't see students at the World Congress in Barcelona. I mean, this is my first CeBIT since 2005, actually.
Ah.
This is my
So I
first
spent,
CeBIT.
It's your first CeBIT. Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's always been the case. A lot of general public just walking around, gathering pins and pencils and stuff, and it's definitely different than anything else.
Yeah, no, and I actually like this year that there's not as many people and it's like much smaller. So, like walking around some of those halls sometimes previous years, you just wanted to elbow everyone in the face. But this year, like it just seems to be like really straight business, more like business people, and then groups of students. So it's kind of nice. I don't know. Maybe it's the nice weather that I'm just so enamored with this show. Well, thanks so much for taking the time to take the trip. You guys came from Berlin?
Yeah, we just
Yeah.
drove from Berlin to see
Berlin.
you. Yeah.
All right. Well, so thanks so much for joining me. Tell everyone where they can check out your app, maybe get onto the private beta.
Well, they can go linko.io and sign up, and I'll get personally back to them.
Excellent.
Or just go to App Store and Android Marketplace, so you can find it there as well.
Or just Linko in the Android App Store. Even easier.
And iOS store.
And
yeah.
iOS.
Still need the invitation from us, but
Yeah,
it's
so
there.
still you need to talk to that guy.
Select everybody personally.
Ah, perfect. All right, guys. So we'll be back in just a few minutes. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us and coming all the way up to CeBIT just to see me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure, thank you.